Now, around the middle of May, you could see a 13-foot gorilla being carried in a cage underneath a military helicopter across Oswestry. No, really, this is nothing out of a movie. It's not a real one, I'll give you that, but it will be made out of metal spoons, and there's one good reason. It's for Uri Geller. The British Ironwork Centre in Oswestry are making it for him, so I popped along yesterday to see how the spoon gathering was going and to meet the sculptor Alfie Bradley and the operations director Ben Knowles.
Alfie! If we could just pull you away from your work, Alfie, for just a few minutes and come and talk to us.
That's rather large.
Yes. Rather larger than...
How big is it?
That is standing now, possibly, with its hand extended, probably about 13 feet tall.
Just talk me through the original idea for this. How did it happen?
Well, the original idea was spawned when we did some work for Uri Geller, and it was on a totally different subject. But at the time, we visited his house in Sonning, and he described some of the good works that he does and opening his garden up to poorly children that come and visit from all over the world, and he spends time with them. It's a very positive environment, and at that point he'd seen some of the more interesting things that we'd done and were capable of doing, and somehow the idea was born that we would create this giant sculpture made of spoons, and that it would then live on the bank of the Thames, and all the children would be able to come and see it, and it would just give them a break from reality, if you like, something completely different, something overwhelmingly positive and amazing. And the idea has really snowballed, and now it's kind of moved towards, it is now a community project whereby we've got the schools involved. They all have spoon bins. The children are collecting spoons. They're nagging parents for spoons. With the children collecting those spoons, it's a lovely story in that the community are collecting them, and then the sculpture will be created from them, and then in turn they help children which are less fortunate.
Yeah, definitely. How many spoons did you ask for originally?
The exact figure was probably, it would have been in the realms of maybe 5,000 or 10,000, but we've quite quickly realised that we've massively miscalculated. That wasn't down to kind of any mathematical error. It was literally the practicalities of it. Of when we started attaching the spoons to the gorilla, we realised that there was a massive overlap. Consequently, we've gone from needing probably 5,000 or 10,000 spoons to now needing well over 15,000 spoons. So we've been, whilst we've had phenomenal support from local communities, schools, and just general visitors dropping in their spoons, we're now having to kind of team up on a much bigger scale, where we've got Uri Geller working with schools in Berkshire. He's collecting spoons. We've got the Mayor of Sheffield. He's out on the spoon mission, if you like, collecting spoons. We've got the likes of North Shropshire College, the Wolfram College. They're arranging to have all of the students outside, shaped as a spoon, holding spoons for a mass kind of aerial shot, all to kind of help drive awareness and hopefully get us towards that goal of just over 15,000 spoons which are needed in order to get this completed.
So, you're the sculptor.
Yes.
Have you ever done anything like this before?
Nowhere near this scale. It's absolutely huge, but incredibly exciting to do.
Could you describe what's in front of us? Is that easy for you to do? Because there's only so many, there's not a lot of spoons on there at the moment, as I can see.
How can I explain this? Is King Kong?
You've welded loads of pieces of metal together. Does that have to form the basis for it then?
Well, I've done this to create the first layer of skin
Right.
for the gorilla to help me attach the spoons afterwards, and also so I can have an idea of the shape and size and form of the gorilla.
I've got to tell you, I've never stood before a 13-foot tall metal gorilla before. It was an interesting experience. You can hear more from the sculptor, Alfie Bradley, a little bit later. And bizarrely, as I walked in to the British Ironwork Centre, I bumped into Linda Davis and her husband, Chris, from Oswestry, who were, coincidentally, this wasn't set up, delivering a bag of spoons. So I asked her how she found out about it.
Oh, I saw it in the advertiser, and actually reminded me because there was a big advert again this week. So
Right. And where did you find them? You've got all sorts in there, haven't you?
Some of them are mine, and some of them from my nan.
You've just been stealing them from everywhere.
No, she died and no, she left them at my mum's house. Got a big farmhouse, and I've been clearing out the farmhouse. And I said to my dad there was some cutlery in one of the baskets. So he said, "Oh yeah," he said, "in the cow houses." They're in a basket, so I've been sorting through them. So I thought, oh, well,
it's amazing though how many people have loads of extra cutlery,
yes,
isn't it?
So I sort through, so I found quite a few.
Right, so you're not going to be lacking a cup of tea later?
No.
It's amazing how many people do have the odd spoon, or a spoon maybe. I've got a massive dessert spoon? I can't remember what it is now. It's a massive spoon. And it was from an auntie from years ago. And it's old, and it looks a bit sort of tatty. I am never getting rid of that spoon, ever. More about the 13-foot gorilla later on, and some of the more unusual places they've got their spoons from. But if you have got a spare spoon you don't want, they would love it.